All right, so here we have dividing like basis. So what do you do to the exponents when you divide like basis? Here you have to know your rules. When you divide like basis, what do you do to the exponents? You subtract, taking your answer to where the bigger exponent is. Okay, so where's my bigger exponent? On the top. So we're going to take and we're going to do x raised to the 7/10 minus 6/10. So x raised to the what? 1/10. X raised to the 1/10 power. Is everybody okay with that? All right, number 10. Again, you're in radical form. You need to take it to exponent form first. So the 6th root of x to the 5th is written how as a rational exponent? X to the what? X to the 5/6 over x to the... All right, it will simplify to 1/3, but keep in mind that you're dividing, so you're going to have to subtract those exponents, and right now you have a common denominator. If you reduce that to 1/3, then you won't have a common denominator anymore, and you're going to have to go get one. So if you got one, keep it. So I have x to the 5/6 over x to the 2/6. The rule for dividing like bases is subtract those exponents, carry your answer to where that bigger exponent is. Where's the bigger exponent? In the numerator. So we're going to have x raised to the 5/6 minus 2/6 is x to the what? X to the 3/6, which is x to the 1/2 power. And you can leave it that way, or my mind automatically wants to go to the square root of x. You don't have to do that. I do. Now we're raising power to a power. What is the rule for raising a power to a power? Multiply the exponents. Now some of you who have not known your rules for whole number exponents, now would be the time to learn them. Raising a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. So in number 11, what are we going to write down? X raised to the 3/5 times 1/2. And then multiply. You're multiplying fractions. How do you multiply fractions? Straight across. So we have x raised to the what? 3/10. And that's your answer. Now, just for kicks, how would we rewrite that in radical form? The 10th root of x raised to the 3rd power. What's the other way to write that? Or it could be... All right. All right, so parentheses, 10th root of x, all raised to the 3rd power. Good. All right, what about number 12? Do the same thing. X raised to the 3/4 times 2/3. Some of you are going to multiply straight across and then simplify. Some of you are going to be a canceller of numbers. I'm a canceller. 3 goes into 3 one time. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. 3 goes into 3 one time. So 1 and 1. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 4 2 times. So x raised to the what power? 1/2. Or the square root of x. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and deal with that negative exponent. Since all of that is raised to the negative power, what could we do to get rid of that negative exponent?
The reciprocal.
All right, so flip that fraction over, and really the flipping is not what we want to call it. That 4 is going to the denominator and an exponent becoming positive. That 9's going to the numerator and becoming positive. So in reality, yeah, we're flipping that fraction over. So 9/4 raised to the 3/2 power. Now, what could we do? Could we simplify that any? Since it's that number, let's see if we can simplify it. Does anybody know? So like that fractional exponent's probably throwing us off, so let's change it to radical form. What's it going to be in radical form? The square root of that fraction, that square root of 9 over 4, and all of that's going to be raised to the third power.
Did you flip it because of the negative?
That negative exponent makes whatever's in the numerator go to the denominator, and exponent becomes positive. Whatever's in the denominator goes to the numerator and becomes positive. So that negative flips that fraction, yes. And exponent, notice in that, from that first step to that second step, I flipped and made it 9 over 4, changed that to positive. And then now I'm dealing with it. So what is the square root of 9 over 4? Do you know the square root of 9?
3.
The square root of 9 is 3, radical gone, because you took the square root of 9. What's the square root of 4?
2.
So the square root of 9/4 is 3/2. Now raise that to the third power. What is 3 to the third power over 2 to the third power? What's 3 to the third power? 3 times 3 times 3. So 27 over 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 3/2 times 3/2 times 3/2 is 27 over 8. Good. Now number 14. What do we know that anything raised to the 0 power is? 1.